Hello and welcome to another Let's Play. Me, GamerWolfSix of the Smoke Room. We're having a hoedown and hootenanny. Before we start, if you're interested in playing this game, you can get it for free on itch.io, but if you want to support the people that make this game and or get the newest version earlier, you can go to their Patreon, where it's $3 a month for this game and others. Anyways, on the last Let's Play, we came across the campsite, and it was a horrible sight. But we buried Daisy, I believe her name was, the donkey. And Jebediah told us about his past, which is a sad one. But now he made it to the outpost, and we're going to go bathe. Hyena. And also see the fox Nikki. But let's reset our face first. There we go. If only if you wash my back. I was going to do that. Don't worry. You can get his front. Thank you. He lets out an excited squeak as he turns to me. Shall we get going? He goes on ahead, leaving Murdoch and I to look at one another. The fox smirks at me. I get the feeling that this is what he was hoping for. You don't want to make him wait, do you? Can't have him running into trouble again. He does make it a habit. The spring isn't all that big, but it's quiet, which is all I can really ask for. Quiet and private. And I've had little privacy these past few days. I kneel next to water, getting a feel for the temperature. Water is nice and warm. No hot spring. Cliff already pulling a shirt over his head. His pack and hat are already on the ground. Some of the scrapes from the scrap with Reed and Huxley still show on his body. What a view. I'm not complaining either. After I lowered the straps, my overalls just fall to the ground. I can feel their eyes on me now. Cliff stammers. Murdoch clears his throat. Yep, almost worth the hike over here. I do agree. With my shirt undone too, I step into the shallow water, splashing some of it on my face. Feels like a slice of heaven. Murdoch follows behind me, rubbing the water into the white fur on his chest. From the corner of my eye, I watch, even if just to see if the white trail from his muzzle goes all the way down. I can tell he's appreciating me too. Hard scent to mistake. Yep, I'm gonna have to censor that. Cliff, are you joining us? The weasel's still at the edge, toes barely touching the water. It looks like his mind is elsewhere, glance avoidant, his ears twitching. He's picked up his hat to cover himself, doing a piss-poor job of it too. Yeah, past 1 minute mark. Just a moment. Are you serious? Why so shy all of a sudden? This kind of thing seems right up your alley. Oh, really now? Well, you know, just a couple of active men who need to wash together, along with their swords. No fencer in their right mind would dip a foil in a hot spring. Dip a foil in a hot spring. He's talking about cocks, Cliff. I understood his jape. I'm merely pointing out that the apology was clumsy analogy. The weasel chuffs a bit, tail sticking up as a noisy chitter escapes from his teeth. I thought this would be simple and natural, but now I'm having second thoughts. Cliff. The fox shakes his head and wades over to the weasel, putting a hand on his side. You always have a second, third, and fourth thoughts. But I promise that nothing gets more natural than this. You're among friends. Sam here probably hasn't seen Many pricks, noting many pricks don't surprises him. Sam here's probably seen so many pricks, nothing surprises him anymore. No offense, Sam. Full offense taken. You seem pretty familiar with handling balls, too, but at least I get paid for it. Polishing cock for free? Now that's incongruable. Sometimes this game has words that I've rarely seen before. Incongruable, whatever. But that just pushes a new point, Professor. Ain't you already been with both of us? Murdoch, you told him? He mostly figured it out on his own. Well, it's true. So, what's stopping you? The weasel gives me a steely look, then the fox. I can see his eyelids narrow. Ah, to hell with it. He throws his hat aside. Neither of us are much surprised with why he's covering himself. He's hard, and we both can smell it. The long trail of dripping swings and clings to his length when he breaks into a run and practically splashes waist deep into the warm water. I wouldn't do that, especially with, you see there's a couple of rocks in there. Waist deep for me, at least. Almost reaches his chest. He sighs loudly. Just what my body needed. Not all it needs, clearly. The weasel, already washing himself, freezes for a moment. He groans. Murdoch. It's all right. Just the three of us here. I can tell we're all a little worked up. He's not wrong. Cliff looks at me. Down right above the water. Been too fucking long since I shot into a hot mouth or a tight ass. His eyes go wide and his face flushes. I slide a hand down over my stomach, keep my eyes trained on him, and grab myself. His breath catches in his throat. I'm back in my element, and it feels good. Nothing to be ashamed of, Professor. I pump it slowly, just to watch his face contort as he tries to contain himself. The stoat's eyes linger on me. Then his own hand sinks below the water as well. He grits his teeth, then moans. I hear Murdoch chuckle beside me. You folks mind if I join? I feel a smile spread across my face. Depends. Can you keep up? I don't always feel like I know what's going through the fox's head. But I definitely do right now. Of course, I don't make any wagers. I know I can't win, Sam. Still, it looks like his mind is elsewhere suddenly. It looks like he's thinking about what he's going to say next very carefully, with considerable deliberation. I'd wager I'd very much like having you both. He's so quiet, I have to perk up my ears to hear him. Wager accepted then. Let's take this to the water's edge. The fox is as hard as the both of us coming out of the water. It wasn't looking before, but I definitely am now. He's pretty big too. He sits down at the edge of the spring, russet pace still planted on the water. I follow, Cliff trailing behind me. A stone sits between us both. He looks at me, and I need to hear him speak to know what he wants. I put my hand on his thigh, earning a little squeak from him before Murdoch does the same with his other leg. He twitches, leaking some. Tells me all I need to know I'm doing well. Heavens. Just from a single touch? The fox's lips stretch into a smirk as he takes a hold of the weasel delicately. I need to read slower or something. I don't know what's up with it. I've done a bit of reading today, but still. Running a thumb over the bead of pre-cum at the tip. The weasel moans, loudly. Instinctively, I tilt his head towards me, chin up with a kiss. He tastes like mint again. Somehow? Huh. Not surprising, considering he seemed to expect this. He moans into my mouth as Murdoch pumps him. The fox reaches over with his free hand, bringing a finger under his muzzle to tip him in his direction. I watch them lock muzzles. It's strange looking from the outside in. Unlike the girls, I don't get more than one customer at a time. When they pull away, my eyes meet Murdoch's. I lean over the weasel, now resting on his back. We both get on our knees. The fox tilts his head one way. I tilt mine another. Kissing him is very different than kissing Cliff. He uses a lot more tongue, and his fangs are bigger. I can taste a hint of the weasel on him. He's good at this, but I want more. The weasel's shaking beneath us. Murdoch's squeezing him tightly. I'm not done yet. Let's go of Cliff, our foreheads pressing together. The weasel's cocks left a trail of pre on his stomach. I grab my own, pointing at him. Come on, just like I taught you. Cliff lets out a painful whine. He pushes himself up a little, enough to be able to wrap a hand around me. I can feel his breath on me. See his nose twitch as he takes in my scent. He opens his muzzle wide. Easy. Let me help. Murdoch puts a paw on the back of Cliff's head, pushing him forward. The weasel squeaks, then moans as I push into him. Warm, wet, tight. I miss this. Cover your teeth. Yeah, like that. That's it. Slowly. You're getting better. I scratch his ears before pushing him off. He looks at me with confusion, with his eye before I push him on his back, watching his cock spring back into the air. We're all the same right now. I dip down, feeling my throat rumble, swallowing his whole cock without any trouble at all. I look up, see Murdoch watching me, and he understands. I push off, and he bows down to take his turn too. When I watch him taste my spit and Cliff's pre, we all know that this is more intimate than any kiss. I mean, yeah, sure. Cliff has to push him off with his shaking hands. I've already repositioned myself, spreading my legs, pulling Cliff up again, and back to my lap. Once again. I open my legs to him. He doesn't hesitate, this time as he dips. I believe we're all in the middle of something as well, Sam. Murdoch buries his face in the fur on my neck, inhaling deeply. In turn, I nibble and lick at the tips of those ears of his. He shudders. I'm looking forward to seeing what else I can make him do. Right. I take his cock in my hand right before kissing him again, letting the determined weasel do most of the work below. Murdoch's drizzling my fingers with his knead, even more when I rub the finger over his tip. The scent hangs thick in the air. All I can smell now is the three of us. All I can feel right now is the three of us. The fox's tongue lolls in his mouth once we break apart, a string of spit connecting us. His breaths are short, shallow. So are mine. I rock my hips slowly. It's taking me some effort to come right now. Not to come right now. I can read. I want to turn. Look down at the weasel. You hear that, Professor? I thrust all the way into his muzzle until I feel his snout and whiskers against me. Murdoch holds him in place for a few moments. He makes a sound. I think he likes the idea. Do you now? Murdoch takes his paw off the back of Cliff's head, and the weasel comes up for air. He licks his lips, chest heaving with every heavy breath he takes. I aim Murdoch's cock at his muzzle, and he seems to take it as a hint. He turns his head and licks the fox's tip. Murdoch pushes out a loud breath. Take it slow. Savor the taste. Cliff shuts his eyes, tongue twirling around the head of the fox's cock. Murdoch cranes his neck back, pushing out a loud breath through his nostrils. He is a natural. He is. I brush my muzzle against Murdoch's neck, dragging my tongue over the white fur that trails down his chest, and rub myself again. He moans, thrusting forward right into Cliff's mouth. The weasel struggles and gags for a moment, but doesn't pull back. You take the other end, Sam. Think he can take it? Oh, he's a lot more adventurous than you think, aren't you? He tilts himself all the way in Cliff's muzzle, hilts. The weasel's eyes go wide, then the lid. He lifts his tail with a hand. I lick my lips. I'm getting real close just watching the two of them. Not about to say no to an invitation like this. Hands and knees. The fox, still buried in his muzzle, helps the weasel shift. Cliff's eyes find mine as I get behind him, raking my fingers down his back. I grip his tail at the base, tugging it up. He lets go, putting his hand on Murdoch's thigh instead. Murdoch got his eyes on me, but I have different plans. I shuffle backwards on my knees, touching the shallow water with my legs. I lean down. He's clean. Good. I lap at his balls, lifting them from my tongue, getting a small moan from him. Then I move upwards, licking my way to the pink pucker under his tail. I feel him shudder as I run my tongue along it, just like he taught me. He cries out, voice muffled by Murdoch's cock. His tail sways, almost swatting me. I grip it tighter. I hear wet noises, grunting coming from Murdoch. The fox is thrusting, shaking the weasel's body. Almost makes it hard to do my job. I keep licking, pressing down my tongue until it gives way and I'm inside him. His tail thrashes. The sound he's making and the way he's dribbling precum make me wish I'd tried this before. Once it's slick enough, I get back up on my knees. Judging by his expression, the fox is on the brink. I better keep up. I line myself up. He lingers for a few moments before finally pulling off. Does he keep his glasses on during sex? Attaboy, Professor. That was lovely. His arms and knees buckle, and he turns his head. Could you stay a few moments longer? Don't have to tell me twice. No, when he's this tight. I grab him tight, slowly rolling the both of us onto our backs. It's a cuddle puddle. Probably we'll have this picture instead of the sex scene. Practically glowing, he sighs, arching his back against my chest. Murdoch gets down next to me. I wrap an arm around the fox, and he accepts, pressing against my side. Man, these guys seem all very happy right now. I ain't gonna be surprised if something really bad happens in the next few seconds. He gives my neck a nuzzle before caressing Cliff's cheek. Told you I could keep up. I chuff. Concerned me a few times there. A soft, one-note laugh escapes Murdoch. Lies and slander. You were both not quite what I expected. I wonder what he means by that, but he looks so carefree. The stoat seems to have caught his breath. Murdoch lays his head on my chest, snout pressed against Cliff's head. We're both going to need another bath, or going to need one. We've got time. The three of us look up at the sky together. The sun's gone down completely, and I can't even begin to count the number of stars I see. It's a beautiful night out. At least it is, for a brief moment. Someone's plucking guitar off in the distance. A coyote, no doubt. Has to be. It's sounding less like music, and more like something being put out of its misery. Just hope our companions aren't awake to hear it. The fox tisks, and so the moment is spoiled. But quite the moment it was. No second or third thoughts this time, Mr. Tibbets? What about a fourth? Oh, shut up, Mr. Brines. Brines? Yeah, whatever. Barnes? Or I might change my mind. So cocky all of a sudden. What brought this on? Well, I've not yet had my turn on top, have I? I can't let you boys have all the fun. I'd beg to differ. I prefer bottom. Smells like you've had fun all the same. Speaking of smells, he gestures to the glistening white stain still visible on the stomach. Looks like Cliff didn't get all of it. I'm not sure if I can get this out of my fur with just hot water. Oh, right, you are. I hadn't considered that. I've got some perfume left, if you'd like to use it. Murdoch puts a hand on his side, one eyebrow cocked. After all this time, how much of the stuff did you bring? A considerable amount. Us stoats, we tend to get rather, what's a polite way to put it? We're a little past prim and proper after what we just did. He laughs. All right, we tend to reek. Harsh, but true. Foxes aren't much better. Sam! He shakes his head, slicking back the wet fur between his ears. Still, perfume? I'm quite aware most men prefer cologne. I just fancy floral scents is all. Same. The women in my life seem to like it, though I don't wear cologne or perfume. It's just, I'm just lazy like a dude. God, I hated those times in not college, high school or middle school, where the kids there would be like, oh, I get sex if I put Axe spray on. God, that would just make things tight. It would stank. He turns his head to me and washes himself, tail thumping against the shallow water. What about you, Sam? I'm coming around to it. Most men I'm with don't even bother with cologne. They just smell like they crawled out of a hole. Well, it's a mining town. By all accounts, they probably did. Yeah, so I prefer a guy who bathes. See? I never said I didn't like that. It's just, well, it's unique. People who bathe? Speaking of, did you say women? You don't have a missus waiting for you at home, do you? Cliff laughs. Not quite, though my father certainly tried to pair me off. Numerous times. Numerous times, he says. Popular fellow, aren't you? I suppose he just wants me to carry on the family name. I've had my fair share of dalliances and courtships. None of them bore fruit. Hard to imagine him as a father. Of course, I'm expected to return and marry someday. Loath as I am to admit it, I have certain responsibilities and duties my family I cannot shirk so easily to my family. Murdoch's ears splay backwards, and for a moment his expression cracks. There's no ready report this time. I'm guessing that hits home for Murdoch. Yeah, Murdoch. Murdoch? Yeah. Because I'm guessing he's also from a big family that expects him to marry. Is that something you want, though? If you ask me, in my heart of hearts, no. It's nothing that I desire. Something I desire. I desire to be free, to continue exploring, not to throw it all away, to live in a dusty mansion because my father once did the same. What I desire at this moment is for this night to last forever. But we both know that's just a wish. Soon the sun will come up, and we'll have to keep going. Much like I will have to return to my family someday. What happens if you don't? I would be disowned first, and foremost, I'd lose my funds, lose my home. It's unthinkable. What you're describing don't sound like much of a home to me. True, but who am I without a Tibbets? But who am I if not a Tibbets? To be honest with me, would either of you have joined me were it not for the money involved or my status? Murdoch's eyes fall on mine. So it has been for most of my life. Quite frankly, I've never had friends. Real friends, I mean. Father had associates from all over the world, and they had children they'd bring along to our state, but they've always leave sooner or later. They weren't really there to be my friends. They were just there out of happenstance. Because my father was one of the richest men in the city. I think I understand what you mean, but your assumptions aren't correct. True, we joined the expedition because of the money involved, but that doesn't make tonight any less special. I wouldn't have joined you here or done what we just did if I didn't care. I'm sure Sam feels the same way. He's right. Don't just give about anyone a free ride. Thank you both so much. And who knows, I couldn't see this partnership lasting quite a while. Now, let's get to bathing before they send out a search party. We've been gone for a long time. And I think with that, and us going right on that 30-minute mark, we might just call it. Though, let me just end this part here. I submerge myself in the spring until the water's at my shoulder. Close my eyes. It was a lot nicer than taking a bath at home. I'm gonna miss this. By the time we're clothed and ready to head back, it's a good half hour later. At first, still a little damp, and the perfume was way too much. The thoughts that were eating me up just hours ago seem to have quieted down. I'm at ease, relaxed, more mindful of the smells and sights around me. I know it's temporary. The thoughts are going to come back sooner or later. They're never really gone, and at this point, I'm not sure if they ever will, even if I leave everything behind. For now, though, I don't see the harm in letting myself just enjoy tonight. Yeah, let's end it here. So anyways, that's gonna be the end of this Let's Play of Sex. So anyways, please comment, comment, say what you like, dislike, tips, as always, if you like my YouTube and like to grow. And please like, subscribe, and check out the rest of it, and please remember staying near animals to control the pet population. And if you want to play this game, it's free on itch.io, but if you want to support the people that make this game and or get the news version earlier, you can go to Patreon, $3 a month. And until next time, let's play me, GamerWolfSix of the Smoke Room. So thanks, and see you.